The reason we're focusing on the Supreme Court hearing is because this battle between parents and the state is a huge part of the reason why Trump got elected. All of this gender nonsense that isn't happening in our schools is part of the reason why Trump was elected, particularly suburban moms coming out in force for him. Parents should have some authority over what they are teaching their children. Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson was saying, well, they can always just go to another school.
I guess I'm struggling to see how it burdens a parent's religious exercise if the school teaches something that the parent disagrees with. You have a choice. You don't have to send your kid to that school. You can put them in another situation.
I'm sorry, bullshit. First of all, if you're poor, you can't just move to another school district to go to a public school. What if the public schools were teaching creationism? Would that be her response? You can't opt out of this. So even if they could go to another school, your property taxes are still going to pay for all of these programs and the public schools. And even if you have to still pay your taxes for that, then you have to pay for private school or wherever else they're going to go to school on top of it. You're still not opting out of this. You're still paying for it.
Yeah, that's a privileged as argument.
It's privileged to even say that you can just move, but it's also not true. You can't just opt out of it. And don't even get me started about these are the same people who are like, bake the fucking cake. Oh, it's a burden to have to go to a different bakery, but not a burden to have to go to another school district? Like, you people are crazy.
What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people?
I can't even take it seriously. I literally had to ask these questions when I was looking for a preschool for my child. I have had to choose between indoctrinating my child with the zombie who walks on water and comes back from the dead, or you can chop your tits off when you're a teenager. And I'm going with the zombie Jesus. It's at least teaching love. It's not exactly clear what is going to happen. It depends on how narrowly the Supreme Court delivers a verdict. I'm not sure when that will be. It should be late June, early July, they think. It could be 6-3, 7-2. It does seem like they're going to rule in favor of the parents because they've read these books and even they were like, WTF. One of the reasons that this is so important and the reason that it's gotten a lot of attention is that Montgomery County is used as a testing ground for the progressive agenda. This is something Bethany Mandel was explaining. It's used as a trial balloon for what they can get away with the rest of America federally and public schools. In the lower courts, the parents lost at every single level because it's a liberal state and a liberal county, and then the Supreme Court decided to take this on. As Bethany Mandel was saying, this could be a decisive statement about these kinds of sexual topics in public schools. What is also crazy is how much money they are spending on this. It has cost the Montgomery County School Board $2 million to bring this case to the Supreme Court, and more money all over the place that we probably don't even know about to fight this battle. So it is a battle that they seem creepily invested in. And it is a level of brainwashing your kids, and it is a way of kind of separating kids from their parents or overriding parental authority. And I think when you push normies too far, normies will fight back, especially when it comes to their kids. Parents will just opt out all the way. More and more, you're seeing parents homeschooling. You're seeing parents pulling their kids out and saying, forget it. I don't want them anywhere near any of this. You're not meeting the parents where they are. They're skeptical of a lot of this stuff, rightfully, because when you actually look at it, it's weird. You don't want a 3-year-old learning this stuff. I don't want to have to be all cray-cray about this stuff. Adults, whatever. And I understand, like, lots of different family structures and kids have lots of different things, but it's the sexual and graphic nature of the stuff that they're teaching young children and the gender ideology, which is creepy and weird and not based in science, and also it's like mental illness projected onto policy. I don't want that. I think as a parent, I have a right to say, I don't need my child learning that stuff. I don't need them questioning their gender at age 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10. That's just a confusing thing to put in a kid's head, and I don't appreciate it. And I used to be like the cool kid in Gen X who could just sit on the sidelines and be like, ha ha, oh, you parents who have to care. And now I'm one of those annoying Karens that's gotta care. I put the care in Karen, okay?